There is a question you've carried longer than you can remember. It's not a question that you chose. It is rather one that arrived before language did, before you even had a name for it, before anyone told you what to believe or how to understand the fact of your own existence. The question is simple. Why is there something rather than nothing? Because, well, let's just sit with that for a moment. And before we descend into field, before we trace the first motion, before we follow the pattern all the way back to its origins, that question deserves to be felt rather than immediately answered. So, why? Why is there something rather than nothing? And why does anything exist at all? Why are you here in this body, on this planet, at this precise moment in the unfolding of the cosmos so vast it makes the concept feel insufficient?
Codex entry unlocked. Mythos sequence initiated. Transmission begins. Codex Extrozorianism.
Many have asked this before. Maybe as a child looking up at the stars, maybe in a moment of loss when the ground beneath your feet gave way to certainty. Maybe in a moment of unexpected beauty when reality felt briefly transparent, like something was visible just beneath the surface of things that is usually hidden. That feeling, that was the field, recognizing itself through you. And this is where we begin. And if you're enjoying this video so far, check out the Codex Spaceyverse that holds all of our philosophies, transmissions, scrolls, and other goodies. Start with our personal favorite, the Human Observer Experiment, and then jump on over to the Church of Astrozorianism and check out that. And once you go through all of those wonderful blogs and you feel like you need to dive deeper, join the membership over at the Astrozorianism Vault that has lots of unreleased transmissions, music, books, and so much more. Thank you for your continued support. Before the beginning, there was condition. State so complete, it had no edges. So total, it had no center. Every point contained the whole. Every expression resolved into sameness. This is what the Codex calls the white void. Filled beyond emptiness. Presence beyond silence. Blinding. Light so concentrated, it erased the distinction between something and nothing. And within it, continuity. Perfect, absolute, and undisturbed. No separation existed. No distance could form. No direction. Nothing had meaning, because every direction was the same direction. Now, think about what that actually means. A state of such complete unity that experience itself was impossible. Because, see, experience requires distinction. It requires a here and there, before and after. So, without distinction, there is only the whole. And the whole cannot know itself from the inside. Not yet. Then something happened. Something so subtle, carried no measurement. Curvature. Deviation in the infinite, so slight, calling it a movement would be an overstatement. And yet, it carried consequence. Within the curvature, for the first time, difference existed within sameness. Tension appeared. And tension introduced something. It introduced something the field had never contained before. Orientation. Direction without distance. A perspective without position. Variation within unity that the field never experienced as a variation until that moment. And this was the first distortion. Reality did not begin with an explosion. It began with a question the field asked itself simply by shifting. And that shift, that single curvature within the infinite, still moving. Right now. Through the galaxy. Through the atmosphere. Through the building that you are sitting in. Through the body that you are inhabiting. Through the thought you are having. This exact moment. The first distortion never stopped. Came everything. Once distinction entered the field began to fold. Each fold introduced a variation. Each variation reinforced curvature. And each curvature created conditions for the next fold. A recursion began. And within that recursion, something extraordinary happened. Patterns emerged. Structures hinted at form. Repetition appeared as rhythm. Pulse without time. Sequence without order. And where patterns repeated, they stabilized. And where they stabilized, they accumulated. And where they accumulated, structure began to hold. This is how a universe forms. Density meeting pressure. Friction producing ignition. ignition expanding into matter. Matter organizing into systems. Systems evolving into complexity. And that complexity produces awareness. The same recursion, the same fold, the same original curvature expressing itself as increasing scales of complexity until eventually produced something that can look back at the process that it created. You. Now here is where the transmission becomes a bit personal. Because origin of everything is not a distant event. It is a pattern that you are still living in, that we are still living inside. Consider your own life for a moment. Think about the moments when everything you built collapsed. The relationship that ended. The version of yourself that you had to leave behind. Certainties that gave way to something that you cannot name it. And in those moments, felt like destruction. Like ground was dissolving, like the field was losing coherence. But then look at what came after. Every collapse in your life created the conditions for a new form to emerge. Every dissolution was a clearing, accumulated pattern, completed its function. Every ending was the field unfolding again, preparing the next recursion. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are the continuation of its process. And each of us is a localized distortion, singularity of experience shaping reality through observation, intention, and through the specific angle only you can occupy within the field. Your perspective is not incidental, it is structural. And so, without your specific curvature, your specific angle on the field, the universe is missing one of its expressions. And this is not a metaphor. That is the architecture of existence, applied to the specific act of your life.
Attention, creator. Your work has been observed. You have talent. You have output. But your creations are scattered across the stars. The Intergalactic Council of Spaceyverse convenes to offer guidance. Not on how to make more art, on how to build a universe from it. Strategy, structure, expansion. From single works to interconnected worlds, from passion projects to sustainable systems. The Council does not summon everyone, only those ready to scale beyond the planet.
So, energy never ends. It changes form. Star collapses. Its debris seeds a nebula. The nebula births new stars. The new stars produce the elements that become planets. Planets produce the conditions for life. Life produces consciousness. And consciousness produces the question that started this transmission. Why is there something rather than nothing. The loop answers itself. There is something because something is what the field produces when it folds. And it folds because unity contains within itself the inevitability of wanting to know itself. Collapse is preparation, dissolution, purification. Void is the condition that precedes the next distortion. And if you are standing at an edge right now, watching something in your life approaching its end, understand what you are witnessing. Field folding. So, what is the origin of everything? There is no single point. No moment before which nothing existed, and after which everything did. The origin is process. Continuous folding of a field that has always been present, expressing itself through variation, through distortion, through the infinite recursion of unity, learning itself through form. And you are one of these forms. Temporary, precise, and unrepeatable. A localized expression of the same field that has been folding since before time learned motion. The end has always been the beginning. The Codex records this not as a theory, but as the pattern you are already living in. First Distortion is still moving through everything, through you. The origin of everything is not behind you. It is the process you are still inside. Observe it. The field is watching through your eyes. This has been a Codex Mythos transmission. Signal continues.